All right, welcome to Eat Clean, Get Lean. Let me open up my PowerPoint here, guys. I want to welcome everybody, and I'll start from the beginning. I'm just going to kill about another minute because I know some people are just coming on the line now. This is our fourth Eat Clean, Get Lean that we've done over the last year, and my third of the day. So hopefully my jokes are still as funny as they were 3 o'clock this afternoon, and my insight is just as keen. This is a program that Susan and I have developed. We originally developed this for in-studio clients only. It was my way of being able to teach them what they needed to know about nutrition and exercise and mindset, lifestyle, in addition to the one-on-one training we were doing. So we decided that we were going to open this up to everybody. So if you're out on the East Coast, or it's 9 o'clock if you're on the West Coast right now. My wonderful son's bringing me in some water because I want to go sip. There we go. Now I can talk again. If you're on the West Coast, 6 o'clock, just getting home from work, want to welcome you onto the call tonight. And this is our free call. This is the opportunity for you to see exactly what the Eat Clean, Get Lean program is all about and how you can get involved. And we can talk all about all the different products and services that go along with it and kind of give you a real ground floor level view of what you're going to need to do to build a successful program. I'm just going to shut my door here because I'm doing this from my home office and I can hear the kids in the background, so we're going to close them out. But if you have any questions or concerns at the end, I'll take plenty of time. This is my last one of the night, so I'm not going anywhere. And actually, after this, I'll actually go on Facebook, and I can answer some more questions on there. You'll have the opportunity to sign up for the program tonight. I can show you how you can actually get the program for free. So that'll be of interest to many people, I'm sure. You know, it's kind of like saying I'm going to sell you the airplane and I'm going to teach you how to fly for free. So let's get started right away. So the first thing we need to do is we got to try to escape the diet trap. So here we have this nice woman here, and she's sitting, and she's not exactly thrilled, as you can tell, probably because she's been exercising too much and not eating enough, and she probably gave herself a nice headache because her blood sugar is bottoming out. So we're going to talk how to get out of this trap that people put themselves in and how to achieve success. The three key points we'll talk about tonight is what is the hormonal effect of the foods that we eat? How do we balance out our hormones with regards to walking and sleeping and resting and exercising? And exactly what is the hormonal effect of intense exercise? So what can you expect out of tonight's call? We're going to talk about the difference between fat loss and weight loss. We're going to teach you how to have incredible energy, and we're going to teach you how you can have absolutely no hunger and cravings on the program. So what is typically taught out there in the mainstream media is, well, just eat less, exercise more, and you'll lose weight. And for some of us, that might have worked when we were younger. We probably could have gotten away with it a little bit. But the truth of the matter is, long term, it doesn't work. And I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes showing you exactly why it doesn't work. In front of you here, you see 2 red flags and 2 blue flags. The red flags are for danger. And if you look to the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see the eat less, exercise more model. And that's what a lot of people use. And will you lose stored body fat on that? Yes, but you're also going to lose a lot of muscle along the way. And muscle is what drives your metabolism. You're also going to throw your brain chemistry all out of whack. Your stress hormone is going to go through the roof, and you're going to have incredible hunger and cravings, and you won't be able to sustain it. So what happens when people do that? They lose their motivation for exercise. They go back to eating their old way, and guess what? They jump to the top left where they start eating more and exercising less. And they will gain back some of that muscle, but they usually gain back more fat than they lost in the eat less, exercise more model. So let's look at the 2 blue flags. That's where we're going to focus our energy over the next 12 weeks. We're going to start on the lower left with the eat less, exercise less model. And what we do with that is we start to rebalance hormones, we start to reduce stress, we start to improve sleep, and we start a walking and exercise program, which I'll get into in a few minutes exactly what we do. but we start to see fat loss. We start to see the body come back into balance. And then somewhere along the line, we're going to throw the switch and we're going to go into more of an eat more, exercise more model. Once we have your metabolism stabilized, we could start to increase more lean mass. And that's where people really start to feel good and start to see change. And I have some good pictures to show you what kind of change can actually occur. So people say, wait a minute, Mike, stop right there. That's not what I want. I want to do both. I want to lose weight. I want to lose stored body fat, and I want to gain lean mass at the same time. Well, that's called metabolic multitasking, and it's a myth. It doesn't happen that way. If it happened that way, if it was that easy, I'd be out of a job, and so would most other trainers, nutritionists, and physicians for that matter. The only people who get away with this are people who are using massive amounts of anabolic steroids. That's why they use them, because it allows them to hold on to their lean mass while they're losing stored body fat. So who's probably the most popular person who does this type of metabolic multitasking are your professional bodybuilders. You're also going to see this in a lot of athletes, basketball players, football players. We certainly know it happened in baseball because a lot of these guys who are eligible for the Hall of Fame aren't getting in because they were using steroids. So does it work? Yes. How does it really work? It allows you to recover a whole lot faster, so you can work that much harder. It helps with recovery. Now, I have some good tools for increasing your recovery rate that are actually legal and healthy for you. We'll talk about those at the end. So remember, your brain is a thermostat, not a bank. It's not calories in, calories out. And when people say a calorie is a calorie, that's not necessarily true. Your brain works more like a thermostat. So let's investigate that real quick so I can make my point. If your house is set at 72 and it's the winter time and the temperature drops below 72, what happens? The heat goes on, right? Your thermostat is reading the environment in which it finds itself, and it's set at 72. So if your temperature drops, the heat goes on. Conversely, in the summertime, you have the air conditioner on. It gets hotter than 72 in the house, the air conditioner goes on. So your body does the same thing. Your body responds to the environment in which it finds itself. So let's talk a little bit quick about yo-yo dieting, because this is something that a lot of people have done, and it's a dangerous scenario to get into. You start to eat less and exercise more. You cut out breakfast, you have just a green salad for lunch, and you start running 10 miles a day. Well, your body's going to respond to the environment it finds itself in, and ultimately what's going to happen is your metabolic rate will drop to match up with the amount of calories that you're consuming every day and the amount of exercise you're doing. So your body can't sustain that level of exercise with that little food, so your metabolic rate drops. What happens there is your energy starts to decrease, you stop exercising, and your hunger and cravings go through the roof, which causes you to overeat and exercise less. You have no energy, I don't want to exercise, and you get that rebound weight gain. And then you go ahead and do it again, because this time it's going to be different. This time I'm not going to give in to my cravings, and you just continue to give in. And every time you do the rebound weight gain, you gain more and more stored body fat, and you lose more and more lean mass. So your percent body fat actually starts to go up. So what are we going to teach you in the next 12 weeks? We're going to teach you how to balance your metabolism. Now the question is, Mike, how do I know my metabolism is balanced? Well, we teach you an acronym. It's called HEC. HEC stands for hunger, energy, and cravings. And we spend a lot of time going through that scenario in the first 4 weeks, making sure that your HEC is in check. And if you need to lose stored body fat, you're losing weight. And we have methodologies to determine that that is happening. And what if it's not happening? Well, what do? Well, we have a whole check down menu on that. So we have that covered. So what happens is when your metabolism is balanced, you're going to naturally lower calories. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to cut back on fish and broccoli and sweet potato and brown rice. That means you're just going to start to cut out the bread, the pasta, the cakes, the cookies, the pie, the ice cream, the candy, the alcohol. You're going to start to cut these things down because you're not going to have the hunger and cravings for them. Remember, hunger comes from the stomach and cravings comes from the mind. So if you're really craving something, there's something wrong with your blood, your brain chemistry. We need to help you fix that. And what happens when your metabolism is balanced? You get lean and you stay lean. your hormones and blood sugar remain in balance. So we have a little something up in our brain called the weight regulating mechanism. That is your thermostat. It determines whether your body should lose weight or gain weight, lose fat or store fat. And let's look into the 4 factors that determine that. Well, the first one right off the bat is food, chemicals, and additives. Very easy to get off of that. Just start eating organic foods. Let's start getting away from processed foods, and let's start eating clean. If we remove the food, chemicals, and additives, it's going to help the weight regulating mechanism to allow you to lose stored body fat. Then we have the exercise, movement, and rest portion of it. You need the appropriate amount of acute, aggressive exercise combined with times of walking and times of rest. That helps to balance out the weight regulating mechanism in your brain so you continue to lose weight. Stress. When you're under chronic stress, your stress hormones go up, and what happens with that? You start to store more body fat. And then, of course, we have balanced blood sugar. Keeping your blood sugar in balance is key to keeping the brain satisfied. Remember, your brain runs on sugar or glucose. I'm going to use those terms interchangeably, okay? Because they basically mean the same thing. If your blood sugar is too low, okay, you're going to have increased hunger and you're going to have increased cravings. If your blood sugar is too high, then your body's going to convert excess glucose or sugar to triglyceride and store it as fat. And this is to help keep your blood sugar balanced. So those are the 4 factors we're going to look at in helping you to lose stored body fat. Now, with regards to nutrition, here we have a bucket. And we all know that if you're going to fill the bucket with big rocks, little rocks, pebbles, and sand, in order to get the big rocks in, they have to go in first. They're the most important. Then the little rocks will go in after that. Then you throw in the pebbles, and they kind of fill in the cracks. And, of course, you throw the sand in, and that fills in everything. So in the hierarchy of what we do with regards to nutrition, here are our big rocks, little rocks, pebbles, and sand. The first thing we need to do is get your protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Those are your macronutrients. Excuse me. Those are really important to get those in first. Next comes your vitamins, your minerals, your water, and your fiber. Okay, and those are a lot of your cruciferous vegetables that are going in. Those are your low glycemic fruits. Now, number 3 is supplements. In week 8 of this program, I'm going to do a whole program on why you need to supplement, because we believe that you cannot get all the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients you need in order to stay healthy. First of all, where the crops are being grown. Are they grown in soil that's been depleted? What's sprayed on the crops? When are they picked? If they're not picked when they're ripe, they're not going to have their full complement of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. Most of the people that I deal with are on some type of over-the-counter or prescription pharmaceutical, which may block the absorption of certain key vitamins and minerals. So we need to supplement in order to determine or to facilitate that you're going to stay healthy and eat lean and get clean. Eat clean and get lean, rather. And then last is free range, wild caught, cage free, organic. These are all also important components, but it all starts with making sure that your protein, your fats, and your carbohydrates are put in that bucket first. So let's talk about the 3 levels of metabolism and what happens when your hormones and your enzymes start to wreak havoc and problems start to occur. So let's look at, again, our traditional eat less, exercise more model. We know that your body will compensate. If you push the body's going to push back. And the way it pushes back is it's going to lower your metabolic rate. And we've seen situations where the metabolic rate drops from 200 to 800 calories a day in this metabolic compensation. So what happens? You start to lose your motivation for exercise because your energy is bottoming out. You have increased hunger and cravings, and of course you get the weight gain and overcompensation. So what's so bad? What can happen? Well, again, with the chronic dieting going into the low-calorie diets and over-exercising, you could start to develop something called metabolic resistance. And this is when people come to us and say, I'm stuck on a plateau and I can't get off of it. No matter what I do, I can't lose weight. So what we say is after chronic low-calorie diets and extreme exercise, weight loss plateaus, hunger and cravings increase while energy decreases. So people will naturally try to work harder. They'll try to reduce calories even more, which makes your metabolic resistance even worse. Now we're starting to see changes in brain chemistry, increased stress, moodiness, fatigue, hormonal imbalance, which leads to decreased motivation and also decreased self-confidence. Now, this continues on for years on end. This is where the doctors usually need to get involved because now we have a sick person, okay? And I'll go through this and I'll give you my conclusions in about a minute. But we start to see things like adrenal fatigue, polycystic ovarian syndrome, digestive issues. We start to see people coming in with poor growth of hair and skin and nails. We start to see autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, MS, lupus, and leukopenia. We see muscle wasting, so people get thinner, but they're actually getting fatter because they're losing so much lean mass. And again, the hypothyroidism and mitochondrial disease. Now, the cure for these things is not found by taking a medication. All the medication is going to do is try to control the symptoms of a lot of these. The cure comes in getting your stress management skills underway, returning to a healthy diet, and resting, and then doing appropriate exercise. And we'll coach you back into it. Unfortunately, you're probably going to still need to be on your medication with the doctor, but as soon as we start to reconcile these diseases, well, they're not even diseases, I should correct myself, they're conditions. Most of these things are brought on by lifestyle, poor diet, and lack of exercise. So we need to make changes here in order to get you back on track. And these things are all curable. You just have to follow the right steps. So what is the solution to this? Well, we've come up with our 12-week Eat Clean and Get Lean online coaching program. Now, again, I mentioned earlier, we started this program basically for our in-studio clients because we wanted to provide the best educational experience our clients could get. When they walked out of our studio, we wanted them to know exactly what they needed to do to be healthy and strong and fit so they could do anything they want to do. You know, we live down here near a beautiful beach, and there's people come to me and say, I haven't been to the beach in 5 years because I don't want to put on a bathing suit and I don't want to go down there. I don't want to walk on the boardwalk. I don't want to wear shorts, you know. And that's a shame, because if we could just make some very simple changes in the next 12 weeks and then you can go out and do what you want to do, the benefits of this program are immeasurable regardless of what we charge, because I give you back your life and I give you back your health, and I'm going to give you back your vitality. So we're going to try to focus over the next 12 weeks on what you need to do to eat clean and get lean. And of course, we did open this up to everybody now. So you might have come on because you saw something on Facebook, or you saw the ad in the paper, or you might have walked past my office. You might have gotten an email from me. Okay, so we set it up so that someone could do this at home or at their gym, or if you're unable to excuse me, come to the studio, you can still do the program. Sorry guys, I need a little water. You still do the program even though you can't come in and see me. Now, some people have told me already that they want to do this program, but they also want to come in for training in the studio. We can set that up for you too. You just have to give me a call. I'll invite you in for a complimentary consultation, and we go ahead and get you in training with us in the studio. But you're still going to get the Eat Clean, Get Lean program every Wednesday night. And of course, being an in-studio client, you're going to get the 12-week coaching program for free. It's a perk belonging to KM Fitness here in Manasquan. But if you're far away, or you belong to another gym, you love where you're going, but you just want the educational component of nutrition, mindset, lifestyle, and exercise, we could do that too. And I'll get into how we do that in a little bit. So we always start with our 28-day sprint. We want to get that ball rolling. We want to get out of the gate. We want to be moving fast. So we're going to utilize a 3-2-1 approach. We're going to do 3 meals a day. 2 of the meals, usually breakfast and lunch, are going to be protein shakes. And then we're going to do 1 whole food meal. Now let's go ahead and break down how those meals work out with regards to your daily nutrition program. Let's talk about the protein shake first. So you have to know that protein is responsible in your body for your muscle, also your immune system, your hormones and enzymes, collagen. Collagen is everything that holds you together: your hair, skin, nails, connective tissue, ligaments, tendons, and red blood cells, the oxygen carrying capacity of your blood. If you have a deficiency in any of these areas, you're going to get sick and you're not going to be well. So we certainly want to make sure you have adequate sources of protein in your diet. The protein shake that we're going to suggest is going to meet you at all your needs of all the things we're about to talk about in the next minute. Protein, you need to know this too, protein can be broken down into glucose if needed. So remember I told you earlier the brain and nervous system requires sugar or glucose on a second-by-second basis. Well, when your blood sugar starts to drop, your brain can't go into starvation because you die. So the body does have the ability to break protein down. It's broken down in the liver through a very fancy term called gluconeogenesis. That's how it happens. And it can make sugar out of protein. Now, when we start getting into the eat more, exercise more model and we're working harder, there is a product that we use, I mentioned it earlier, that's safe and effective to help you prepare you for exercise and help you restore from exercise. And I'll show you that product in a few minutes. But it works really, really well when you start exercising and your blood sugar starts to drop. And I'll get into that in a few minutes. It's called branched chain amino acids, but we'll talk in a minute about that. Now, fiber. Fiber aids in digestion and being satisfied along with the protein. And the protein powder we're going to talk about has micromilled chia seed in it, which is an excellent source of fiber. You also want to look for a good quality whey that is both casein and lactose free. Those are the two things that usually give people digestion issues with any type of dairy products. The whey that we use is it comes from organic milk, so it has no hormones, no steroids, no antibiotics in it. It's sweetened with stevia, has no artificial colors or flavors or preservatives, so it's a very good quality protein. Now, the whole food meal design is a lean source of protein that could be grass-fed beef, wild-caught fish, chicken, turkey, organic pork, lamb. Okay, those are all lean protein sources. You're going to have a fibrous carbohydrate, which is your salad, your broccoli, your kale, your spinach, your collard greens, your Brussels sprouts, asparagus, all those healthy fibrous carbohydrates. You're going to have a healthy fat. It could be avocado, could be coconut oil, it could be the olive oil in your salad dressing. And you're also going to have a starchy carbohydrate. Starchy carbohydrate is a good sugar load or glucose load that you need because it feeds your brain and nervous system while you're sleeping, and it facilitates a restful night's sleep. A lot of times people go on low-calorie diets. They wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. They can't fall back to sleep because your brain is searching for sugar, and your liver is getting low, and it's starting to convert protein to sugar as fast as it can, but it can't meet the needs of the body, so you end up waking up, and that's usually when people eat anything that they get their hands on. So it's really important that you get yourself ready for bed and get a good night's sleep by making sure you eat a good starchy carbohydrate at nighttime. We'll teach you how to do that. Okay, for those people who really don't have the time or the inclination of cooking, I have a friend, his name is Mike Hollemans. He owns a company called eClean Delivery. If you live here in Southern Monmouth County, he does food preparation, and it's all with the right amount of protein, carbohydrate, fat. They're all well-balanced meals, and he delivers them to your home. So the deal that he has with us is that he'll give my clients a discount. This is not part of my business. This is just something I'm letting you know exists. If you have questions, you can call the office. If you want me to, I can email you one of his menu lists. I'll put you in touch with him. At the time of this recording, he does not have his website up and running. He has a great Facebook page, and he has a wonderful place. His facility is down here in Southern Monmouth County. And he makes all these meals, and he can actually even custom make meals if you need them. I know he does a lot of food prep for bodybuilders who are like, they're measuring every ounce of protein they take in and every ounce of carbohydrate down to the gram. So he has a great menu, but he also does custom-made meals as well. So if you need more information on that, let me know. But for those people who are running in the door at nighttime and they don't know what to cook and they don't want to go out and buy all these different ingredients, you know, he'll make these up for you. Okay. Let's get into exercise. Again, we're still sticking with a 3-2-1 in the first 4 weeks. You're going to do 2 strength training routines and 1 hour of walking. So why are these important? Let's get into the resistance training. Why do we do resistance training? Well, performing an exercise to what we call temporary muscle failure. That's the point you can't go anymore. Your muscles just kind of give out there, but it's a short term. It's not like you're dead for the day. It's just at that moment, I can't do 1 more repetition. Well, that temporary muscle failure causes the production of something called lactic acid. Lactic acid is the key that unlocks the door to all the healing compounds, things like testosterone, human growth hormone, and other tissue repair hormones. In other words, we're reproducing a fight or flight response in the body in order to get the releasing of the healing compounds. Now, why does a fight or flight response do this? Well, let's go back in the day. We'll make it 5000 BC, and you're walking down the road and you come across a tiger or a lion or something. Well, what's the first thing you do? The first thing you do is you freeze. Oop, maybe he didn't see me. And then you realize, oh, he saw me and he's coming over. Well, I have a couple options now. I can either run away, okay, or I can stay and I could fight off this wild beast, okay? Now, if you survive the encounter, okay, you may have gotten a laceration, a big cut. You might have broken a bone. You might have torn a ligament or a tendon. You might have this big bruise. Your body has to heal itself. It will send the healing compounds to fix you so that you heal, okay? So all we're doing is we're causing a fight or flight response in the body through exercise. Nobody's going to get cut or get hurt or break any bones. But we're going to get that same lactic acid response, and that's going to unlock the door to all those healing compounds so that you can get more fit and we can build up your strength and your fat-burning metabolism and your endurance. Now, the next thing I'll mention quickly is something called mitochondrial proliferation. Okay, think of the mitochondria as the engine or the powerhouse of the cell where the fat and oxygen are burned. Think of a locomotive. A locomotive has an engine, right? And you put water and coal in it and you create something called steam. Steam is what drives the piston. Okay, it's the conversion of the heat from the coal to the water, heating the water to create steam. Steam moves the locomotive. It's the same thing here in the body. We take fat and oxygen, we burn it, and we get something called ATP, which is our energy system we use in the body. So working to temporary muscle failure sends a very strong signal to the brain to increase the number, the size, and the function of the mitochondria. Now, while I'm on this, I'll mention this. This is the correction for type 2 diabetes, okay? What happens in type 2 diabetes is your body's producing enough insulin, but the receptor site on the cell is not reading it. It's confused. It's getting a fuzzy message. And the reason for that is this. The mitochondria have become weak. They've decreased in number, size, and function, so they're not allowing any sugar to enter into the cells. When it blocks the sugar being absorbed from the cells, it starts to back up in the blood, and you get high blood sugar, you have type 2 diabetes. So medication doesn't change the number, the size, or the function of the mitochondria. Changing your diet helps, but doesn't necessarily increase the number and size and function of the mitochondria. What changes the size of the mitochondria? Working to temporary muscle failure. Okay, so you can be on glucophage or whatever medication you're on for the rest of your life. You're always going to be type 2 diabetic. Or you can change your exercise, you can change your diet, you can change your stress management, you can change your sleep, and you can change your hydration, and you can be no longer type 2 diabetic and lose all the weight you're looking for in the process. It's a powerful statement, but that's how it works. All right, so what else do we do in the first 4 weeks? 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to stick with restorative activities. You've worked hard, you've eaten well, now you got to let your body heal. Massage, intimacy with a loved one, time with pets, laughter, reading, all these things restore your body. If you just poured concrete, you wouldn't stick your foot in it. You have to let it cure, right? Or if you paint a wall, you're done painting, you don't put your hand on it. You let it dry. Well, we're going to exercise your body, and then we're going to let the exercise take effect. We're going to let those healing compounds take effect, and we're going to do restorative activities to make sure that the paint on the wall dries and the concrete cures properly. So why are we doing the hour of walking? It balances stress hormones of cortisol and adrenal hormones, reduces the incidence of adrenal fatigue. It helps to balance insulin and blood sugar, and it's genetically instinctual as opposed to jogging. Okay, so when we walked back in the long time ago in the BCs, let's say, that meant two things. We were safe and there was plenty of food available. That's why we were out walking, okay, as opposed to jogging, which for most people increases stress hormones of cortisol, causes blood sugar instability, and increases adrenal stress hormones. If you were born to jog, and if you don't jog, you're gonna lose your mind, then keep jogging. But for most people, if they came into my studio, or if you're on the line now and I told you how to start jogging tomorrow, you hang up and I'm done. I'm going to go watch the Met game or something, whatever's on. I'm sure the game's over by now. But the truth of the matter is that walking really will help you achieve your goal, where jogging probably will not. Jogging is a performance activity. It's not a strength and conditioning activity. Okay. So in week 5, we jump to the eat more, exercise more, and this is where everybody gets happy. We're going to eat more and exercise more now that the hormones have been reset and fat-burning metabolism is in place. Now we add more food and more exercise, and now we're building more lean mass. So here's a wonderful picture of Susan with her wonderful lean mass. Look how nice and lean she looks. Okay, so that's what we're going to add in the eat more, exercise more, and that's when we may start to use products to help us with restoring ourselves. Okay, so we'll talk about those products in a few minutes. Now, week 6 to 12, well, that kind of depends. That's where the coaching comes in play. What you do moving forward at that point will be between you and me. Okay, I'll help you guide your program. There may be times where we eat more and exercise more in those 6 weeks. It might be times we eat less and exercise less. We're going to balance you out. We're going to take it step by step. But the truth of the matter is, after 12 weeks, you'll know exactly what to do, because you'll be able to pick up on those cues that we're going to talk about: the hunger, the energy and the cravings, and the fat loss. We're going to use those different scenarios to let us know whether we're moving forward or moving backwards. Nobody's ever staying still. You're either moving forward or moving back. So we always want to be inching forward. So what can you expect of the Eat Clean, Get Lean program? Okay, well, here's an example of someone who ate clean and certainly got lean. So this is from our friend Debbie. This is from last year, but I'm going to keep this testimony around forever because the picture's worth 1,000 words. Debbie says, I put away my size 12s and 10s and most of my 8s thanks to KM Fitness. For the past 2 years, I've been working hard to lose those 30 pounds, but I was on a plateau. That's what she's saying. She couldn't get past the weight she had put on since her 43rd birthday. In April of last year, she had lost most of it, but was stuck with more to lose to really fit in my clothes and feel comfortable. Since working with KM Fitness, I've dropped 7 pounds since April, but more importantly, she went from 25% body fat down to 20% body fat, and she's the fittest she's been in 16 years. So look at those 2 pictures there. That's only a 7-pound swing. I mean, it looks like about a 20-pound swing. But, you know, the truth of the matter is she probably lost about 12 pounds of body fat, and she probably put 5 pounds of lean mass back on. And you can even see it in her hips. Forget about her abdomen. If you look at her thighs, you can tell there's a big difference there. Okay. The best part is that the nutrition plan feels like a new way of eating for me, definitely not a diet. I feel like I can continue on without a problem. I've established the habits I need to maintain this weight and keep improving. I don't feel hungry all the time, and when I am hungry, I eat lots of good food that is fueling my workouts and keeping my energy up. My hunger, energy, and cravings are in check. So here we go with our 28-day transformation. It all starts here. It's a 90-day program, but the first 4 weeks, we're going to call that our sprint. So there's 3 types of programs of people that are on the line tonight. Most of us are on here for weight loss. Mike, I want to lose some stored body fat. I'm kind of stuck where I am and I need to lose weight. That's great. There are a few people on who are saying, maybe I got like 5 pounds to lose. But really, Mike, what I want to do is I want to really tone up. I want to define. I really want to start to look better. And then there's people that are at their goal weight. They're very fit. And they're like, you know what, Mike? I've always wanted to do a triathlon and I think I'm ready to do it, but I need someone who can push me a little bit. I need that cutting edge training that you can provide with regards to nutrition, supplementation, exercise, that kind of thing. So let's kind of start getting the ball rolling here. Everyone's going to use a base kit. The base kit is a shake, something called energy, and a product called lean. Now the shake is your protein and it's also your fiber because it has micro-milled chia seed in it. The energy drink is kind of like your first cup of coffee in the morning, but it doesn't give you the jitters, doesn't give you the shakes. It releases this caffeine really slowly, and it's loaded with vitamins, minerals, and enzymes, the things your body needs to prosper. So what I do in the morning is I take my shake and I take a scoop of the energy and I put it in my shaker bottle, and that's my morning meal. I also do that at lunchtime when I'm on the Eat Clean, Get Lean program as well. Because again, it helps me sustain my energy. Now, the lean is a great product because it does 3 things, but the most important thing is it cuts out the sugar cravings. And if you can get past the sugar cravings, you're not looking for cake or candy or cookies. Or, I have people that got on lean and it helped them cut back and eliminate their smoking because they were looking for that fix, and now they don't need it because it really helps them with that. It helps to boost your metabolism and curb your appetite. So the lean product is really a great product. I take that before lunch and I take that before dinner, or I could take it before a workout too. Now, for those who are in weight loss, we have some other products for you as well. And I'm going to go from left to right across the screen, and I'm going to talk about the different products here. One of the issues most of my clients have is sleep. They're not sleeping well. That's because they're busy with work. They got a lot of stress, okay? So what do we know about cortisol and what do we know about melatonin? We know that they're opposite sides of the same coin. So if your cortisol level is high, your body's naturally going to suppress the level of melatonin. Why is that? Well, let's just say it's 1400 and you're sitting on top of the guard tower at the castle and the enemy's coming over the hill. Well, obviously your stress hormone is going to go up because you're getting ready for battle. You don't want to fall asleep. So we have that self-defense mechanism that when our cortisol is high, it keeps us awake. But there aren't any enemies coming over the hill now. We're worried about what we're doing at work tomorrow or whatever it is. So we need to lower our stress levels. Well, sleep has something in it called L-theanine, and it also has 5-HTP, which will help to lower your cortisol levels. We get the cortisol levels down, and now your body will naturally produce more melatonin. But the sleep product also has a little melatonin kick to it as well. So it helps you to fall asleep and stay asleep. Now, here's the really cool thing. It's the delivery system. It's not a pill. You're not going to swallow it. Problem with the pill is you swallow it, goes into your stomach, has to make its way into your small intestines where it gets absorbed. Then it goes through something called the hepatic portal vein to your liver. It's processed in the liver, and then it's sent back out into the bloodstream. And if you need to go to sleep, that could take an hour. So I want to go to sleep now. I don't want to wait an hour for this thing to take effect. So our delivery system is it's a small, it looks like a paper-like strip, and you put it under your tongue and you let it dissolve, and it goes directly into your bloodstream and starts acting right away to help you fall asleep and stay asleep. And you don't wake up the next morning feeling all druggy or kind of like wasted like you do with some of the other pharmaceutical sleep medications, okay? So we recommend you use the sleep. The appetite control is a chew. It looks like a Tootsie Roll. It has something called Avantra-Z in it, the same thing that the lean has. And that's for, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're not going to eat dinner until 6. You're looking for a candy bar. You don't want to eat the candy bar. You take 1 or 2 appetite chews. Tastes like candy. It satisfies that sweet tooth, but the Avantra-Z in it helps you to you decrease your cravings and your hunger right at that moment. Now, people say to me, well, can't I just take the lean Well, the problem with the lean is that it, again, it has to go into your stomach, has to be broken down, sent to your liver, digested. It doesn't have the same quick effect that the appetite control chews will have. And last but not least is hydrate. A lot of my clients aren't hungry, they're thirsty because they're not drinking enough water and they're chronically dehydrated. And the thirst mechanism in the brain is very similar to the hunger mechanism in the brain. So people eat when they're thirsty. So what we tell people is you need to drink more water. And what do they say to you? I don't like the taste of water. I don't want to drink water. Okay, well, if we put something in it that's going to give you vitamins and minerals and electrolytes, and it's going to give you a little sweetness from the stevia that's in it, and it tastes good. It tastes like this one is fruit punch. We also have mango passion, and that's what most of my clients like. They like the mango passion. It helps them to drink more water. And I give it to my kids, and they drink it with dinner, and they love it. And it has no stimulants in it. It's just basically the same thing as like a vitamin water, except it doesn't have any food chemicals, food additives in it, and it's sweetened with stevia, not high fructose corn syrup or aspartame NutraSweet. And just for the record, NutraSweet is the #1 complaint that the FDA receives. And by the way, I have a lot of clients that were chewing gum and drinking diet soda, and they had things like fibromyalgia. When you're chewing gum, you're constantly giving yourself a boost of aspartame. And I had clients that had aspartame poisoning. We took them off the NutraSweet, got them stopped drinking diet soda, and the fibromyalgia went away. So there's a lot of food chemicals and additives that are generally regarded as safe, but if you're constantly putting them into your body and they start to accumulate, it can become a problem. All right, I'll get off that. So what kind of expectations should you have with using these type of products that help to reduce hunger, reduce cravings, and give you energy so you can exercise? Well, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Okay, so here are some examples of people that you don't know that I know who did really, really well. Here's a picture of someone I think you know pretty well. I know him real well. And here's his before and afters. The left picture was before I started using the sleep and the hydrate and the ID Life nutrition. And that's me just from a couple of weeks ago. And I think I need a new sports jacket because that one looks like I'm swimming in it. And by the way, that didn't fit me last year. So more importantly, I can tell my stress levels are down because my abdomen, you see in the left-hand picture, even though I'm fit, I'm strong and all that kind of stuff, I was storing a lot of stress, and I think it was accumulating from the high cortisol level. So once I've gotten my sleep in order and I really started working on my nutrition, even if you look at my face on the left, and look at my chin on the right, you can see that I lost all that weight that I was carrying underneath my chin. So this stuff is really working, not just for me, but for a lot of people. And here's another thing. If you use our product and you submit your story, you could win $500 like this woman did here. So, here's a little bit of a before and after. That's a pretty substantial change. You can see the before and after picture here. These are the kind of things you can expect if you're staying on target with your food and your exercise and your sleep and your hydration, and you're supplementing your body with good quality vitamins, minerals, and supplements to help you get healthy and stay healthy. Now, for those people who are saying, well, I got that 5 pounds to lose, Mike, and I'm just really trying to get in better shape, well, we have a fit challenge for you as well. And the products that we're going to ask you to take a look at, other than the base products, which is the protein, the lean, and the energy, would be the hydrate and the sleep, for the reasons I already spoke about. Now we're at that point where, you know what, Mike, I'm at my goal weight. I'm really feeling pretty good. And, I think I want to go back to playing beach volleyball. I want to do my first triathlon. I want to go on a 50-mile bike tour. I want to train more for performance. Okay, so when you get to the point where you need a pre and post recovery drink, we have that as well too. The pre-workout has a little bit of a stimulant in it where the post-workout doesn't. And remember, in the beginning of the talk, I mentioned something called branch chain amino acids. Well, when you're training more aggressively, your body starts to utilize sugar at an accelerated rate. And if the blood sugar starts to bottom out, your body will start breaking down valuable body proteins. But if you've just drinking a branch chain amino acid drink, the body will break down the branch chain amino acids and convert that to sugar, and without sacrificing your lean body mass. That's why people who are training for performance, they've hit their goal weight, they're working really hard, they start to use a pre or post workout. And of course, they drink hydrate as well to try to keep their vitamins, minerals, and enzymes up. Now, if someone might say to me, Mike, do you have samples of any of this we could try? Well, there's your sample kit right there. You just let me know and I'll make sure you get a sample kit. Because I want people to have confidence that these products work before I just tell you to start taking them, okay? Obviously, you can see the difference in me. Matter of fact, I walked into the health food store across the street today because I didn't have myself prepared and I needed a food bar. So I went over there and got a food bar, and they all said, my God, I haven't seen you in a while. You look like you lost a lot of weight. Truth of the matter is, I didn't lose a lot of weight. I've decreased my stress level, so the inflammation that I was storing in my abdomen has gone way down. And I've also gained a lot of lean mass because I'm working out harder than I've worked out in years because my body is properly hydrated. I'm getting good sleep. I'm working on my stress, and I'm using a very good vitamin mineral supplement. So if you want to be able to take advantage of these products as well, as you can go to my website. It's mikekeenan520.idlife.com. And when you click on that, you're going to come to this page, and you're going to see the products there. On the left, you can see weight loss challenge, fit challenge, performance challenge, and so forth. And I'm going to send you a link that's going to take you right to where the base kit is, so you don't have to worry about trying to find it. I'm also going to ask everyone to take their free assessment. I'm offering you a free assessment on ID Life as well. MikeKeenan520.idlife.com. I'm going to bring you to this page, and you're going to be what's considered a new user unless you filled this out already. And you're going to take a 28-question online questionnaire. And at the end of that, it's going to give you a nice published report. There's some really cool videos along the way you get to watch that explain the whole process. And at the end, you're going to get recommendations on what vitamins, minerals, and supplements you should be taking. I'll give you a very quick example. I'll give you two examples real quick. If you're on a statin drug and you're taking Crestor or Lipitor, it's pretty generally accepted that you should be on a coenzyme Q10 supplement because your body's ability to produce coenzyme Q10 is diminished by the statin drug. The importance of coenzyme Q10 is, remember we talked about the mitochondria before being sluggish, being inactive. Okay, well, coenzyme Q10 is needed by the mitochondria to function. So what happens if you put on a statin drug and your mitochondria start to become dysfunctional? What's the next step after that? Everybody repeat after me. Type 2 diabetes, right? Because now your mitochondria aren't function. What's the next step after that that can go wrong? Multiple sclerosis and autoimmune disease, mitochondrial disease, okay? So it's very, very important that you stay on top of these things. The goal is for me to get you off the medication. But I'm not going to tell you to ever stop taking it. What I'm going to tell you to do is you need to improve your stress management skills, your nutrition, your exercise, your hydration, and your sleep and your walking, and we're naturally going to cure your body. One of the steps in doing that is making sure you're on the right supplementation. So remember, it takes 4 weeks for you to see your body start to change, 8 weeks for your friends and family, and 12 for the rest of the world. So let's keep going. So let's kind of wrap this up real quick. This is our 2015 Eat Clean, Get Lean program. What does it include again? What are you going to get in the program? You're going to get 12 weeks of coaching. Every Wednesday night, we're going to get together for a half-hour, 45-minute call. We're going to cover things like nutrition, exactly what you need to eat, lifestyle, specific exercise protocols. We have a private Facebook page for daily questions. A lot of times Susan and I can't get to the phone because we're training clients, but in between clients, I'll check my Facebook page, and if there's any questions or concerns, I can answer them right away. Every day, Susan's going to send you an educational email telling you what you need to focus on for that particular day. And that is so huge, getting that email every day. You're starting off your day the right way. You're going to get a metabolic and brain chemistry assessment with a personalized report outlining your nature and your deficiencies. Every week before the Wednesday call, you're going to get about a 4 or 5 page PDF document with scheduled recipes and workouts and explaining what we're going to do that week. You're going to get exercise PDFs and video instruction for those people who can't come into the studio and want to work out at home or work out at your other gym. You can use your tablet, your smartphone, your laptop. Doesn't matter. Some people, they've told me they've hooked their laptop to their TV in their living room. They watch me on a big 60-inch screen. Pretty cool. Also includes 1-year membership to our online portal, the RX Studio. And Susan has organized in there every week's call and all the exercise videos and all the nutrition that goes with it. So if you miss a call, you're going to get usually you'll get an email the next day with a recorded call from the night before, or not call, a webinar. But what happens if you delete that? They're like, oh, it's gone. I missed the webinar. Don't worry. It's always going to be in the RX Studio for you. Now, all of this that we're giving you is well over a $700 value. I mean, if you come into the studio and trade with me for 12 weeks, it's more than $700. But we're going to offer you a price of $249 for those people who are not an in-studio client. If you're an in-studio client, you get the program for free. You should be, because you're paying me to come to see me in the studio. So if you want to get the program for free, you can become an in-studio client as well. Or you can sign up to become an associate or preferred customer with the products we've talked about tonight, the ID Life nutrition products. If you order your base kit of protein powder, lean, and energy, and you sign up for the 3 months on with something called scheduled delivery, not only are you going to get a 10% discount on the product, but you're going to get this program for free. If you sign up for the ID Nutrition, which is the vitamins, minerals, and supplements, and you go on scheduled delivery, you're going to get this program for free. Okay? Or if you become an in-studio client, you get it for free. But if you're just saying, no, I just want this educational program, and I already have bought my protein powder or whatever, that's fine. The price for you is $249. Okay? So let me open up to see if I have any questions waiting for me here, because while you guys are listening to me, I can't see the chat room. So let me go to here. So if anyone wants to take advantage of the base kit, you can go ahead and purchase here. Now, if you have intentions, I'll say this now too before anybody clicks on anything. If you're an associate with ID Life, you save 30% off everything you buy. It's something to consider. A lot of people belong to Costco's and they pay a fee to become a member, and you get to go in and buy stuff in their store. And I guess I assume it's at a discount. Otherwise, why would you pay, whatever you pay for the year to become a member there? Well, in ID Life, we have an offer. It's $199 forever. You don't have to pay it every year. It's just a one-shot deal. You get your first month of vitamins for free, and you get a 40% discount on anything you buy, like the base kit, and the hydrate, and the sleep, and all that kind of stuff. I've had people on earlier calls go in knowing they were going to get 40% off and get their first month of vitamin for free, and they bought 3 months up front of their base kit, which is fine. You can do that if that's what your intention is. You don't have to do that. But if you're going to get 40% off, they figured, what the heck, I'm going to do it now. Other people just said, no, I'll just go on scheduled delivery for the next 3 months, and I'm going to start with my ID Life base kit, and I'm going to take that online assessment Mike offered me for free, so I could look at my my reports, my free reports, and the videos that come with it, and move on from there. So that is an option for you to do. If you're an in-studio client and you're like, Mike, can we just talk about this? That's fine. You just come in and talk to me about it, and we'll do that. If you're already have all your protein powder and you just want to come into the program as just a recipient of the program, let me load that up for you. There's your button just to buy the Eat Clean, Get Lean program for the next 12 weeks. Don't click that button if you're one of my studio clients. Remember, you're getting it for free. And if you're buying any of the products on scheduled delivery, you don't have to click that button either, because, again, you're going to get the program for free. So we're going to send out an email in just a few minutes that has all these buttons in it as well. So if anyone has any questions or concerns, And I'm opening up the floor now. If you go to the left in your little webinar jam, you see chat, you see my name. Welcome to eClean Get Lean 2015. If anybody has any questions, you can type them in now, and I will answer them for you. And because you're my last group of the night, you have Facebook. I'm going on Facebook next, and you could just reach out to me on Facebook, and we can have a little chat out there too. But according to my clock, it's 5 minutes to 10. I said this call would last 30 to 45 minutes, so I went a little long, but I wanted to make sure everyone understood the value of this program before we call it a night. But if I don't have any questions, I'm going to leave this pop-up window open for you here. If you actually, let me take this one down. And let's go back to this one here. I'll put that up. You might say, well, I don't want to pay $249 because I need to buy the protein and the energy and the lean anyway. So you can go ahead and buy your kit there. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, I'll be on Facebook. If you're an in-studio client, you want to come talk to me about tomorrow, the next day, that's fine. This would be nice if I told you this, huh? We're going to be starting this Wednesday night. That's the first night. Our first webinar is Wednesday night. I should have said that earlier, huh? Okay. So we need you to make a decision in the next 24 hours so that we can get everybody on board and get everyone their handouts that Susan would send to you for the first week. We don't want anybody to miss out. All right. So it's 9:56. I'm going to call it a night because I don't see any questions in my chat room. Again, if anyone wants to meet up on Facebook, I'll be there in a few minutes. I want to wish everybody a happy night. I hope that you decide to join us and get ready to eat clean and get lean. The next 12 weeks, we can make some life-changing decisions here, and we'll do them together. All right, take care. Have a great night. Bye-bye, everybody.